Boom, boom, this is Kendra. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Azur lane on tap today. We got a lot to go over, so let's just jump right into it. Second phase of the Empyreal Tragicomedy is up and online. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on here. So phase 2 is live, went live this morning. Now, phase 1, of course, was the 4 ships that you needed to limit break, and you could play with them to get plus 20% experience. That has, of course, ended, but now we get to the part where it gets really good. So we've got the phase 2 up. So do the sorties. Now, if you complete A, C, B, and D, which is A, B, C, and D, with 3 stars, you will get to get Trento. So this is a special reward item up, so you definitely need to. A lot of people just get 2 stars and then jump to the next, because once you clear the first and the third star, you can jump to the next one. Okay, but you're going to have to go back and complete all of those with 3 stars. So you might as well just do it while you're going through. You know, you can do the 1 through jump, but if you just complete them as you go through to get 3 stars. If you want to get Trento, and you want to try to get all the ships. So get Trento that way. This is to get a Carabinieri, and you can get her from this. This is, of course, a 10,000 point event. Get the 10,000 Sardinia's Glory, and you will, of course, get her right there. And then, of course, you can proceed and get more copies of her. 2, 3. Okay. So that's the second part. This is the actual chat border phase 2 part of the event. In the missions tab, you will see that. So if you go to the missions tab, you'll see the points right here. Now, if you fully limit break all of the ships that are in the event right here for the sortie, you will have the 3,000 that you need to get the chat border screen. However, if you come up a little bit short in points, you got this event right here. Now, this portion of the event is basically the ships that were in phase 1, which was Ajax, York, Illustrious, and Warspite. You should have, if you were focusing on the event, you should have them fully limit broke now. So basically, you just need to use those. You use Ajax in A2C2, York A3C3, Illustrious B2D2, and Warspite in B3D3. Do that 10 times, and you can get these excess points right here. Make sure that they survive. If they die, you have to do it 10 times. If they die, that doesn't count towards the 10. You have to make sure they survive when you do it. And the reason these are here is because you might not get all of the ships. Some are build only. You might just get unlucky. Okay, or if the Trento, you got to complete A, B, C, D, 3 with 3 stars. So you see what I mean. You might not be able to get all of the ships that you need because some of these are build only. So these give you a little bit extra. So you've got an extra 3, 6, 8, and yep, you got 9 that you can play with right here. So 900 points to play with. If you come up short up here, maybe you don't get all the ships. Then you'll be able to skate through with those points. So they give you a little bit of a buffer, which is really nice of them. Okay. Now the second part. Now this the time limited is for the pizza ingredients. The pizza ingredient issue has been the pizza ingredients were not dropping in some of the modes. Okay. So they fixed that now. So you should be getting pizza ingredients. There's also a 500 pizza ingredient gift inside of your mailbox. So check that out. You can also get the pizza ingredients inside of the Tragicomedy sortie event, so you don't need to do the sortie for the event and then do normal modes to get it. You can get it just by doing the event. So just focus on the event, the Tragicomedy event, and you'll be able to get the actual pizza ingredients. As you can see, I'm right on tap to get it. A little bit ahead now. I put it in the last couple of days. I've been focusing a little bit on it to try to get caught up. As you can see, that's why my oil is so low. It takes a lot of oil running that, because I was running a pretty high level, so I was using up a lot of oil. If you you might want to drop down. I think the best one for this event, I've been running 8 seems to be about good. You get 120, but plus you get a lot of parts if you're running 8. So I do 8-1 because it's fast. Okay, you can do it really fast, then you get 120. You focus on getting 1,000 a day. If you've been doing that right now, you should be able to get it before the event runs out. But it's a time limited outfit for Fubuki. So you want to get it just because, you know, Fubuki's a cool ship. She's got a bunch of outfits, so it's nice to get one. And it's a time limited. It's actually, I think it's actually not time limited. I think it's actually, yeah, it's exclusive. So, so yeah. So you get that, and you get the portrait frame as well too. But yeah, so but you can get those inside of the Tragicomedy sortie. You can get the pizza ingredients. I did the first level of it just to test and see what the operation was like. It's pretty much standard. I got 70. So you expect this to increase. By the time you get to D, you're probably going to be getting, you know, maybe 150 or maybe like 160, 180 would probably be about what you're going to be getting once you get there. So that should be more than enough. And then just, of course, after that, you just want to focus on completing the rest of the event and making sure you get 3 stars so you can get Trento, because Trento is a ship that is in here. Of course, if you don't get Trento, you'll be able to make it up with these, of course. But, you know, might as well get Trento just because, hey, we're collecting ships, so we may as well get them. So, yeah, so that's the event. So let's take a look at the shot. So as you go through and get the sorties, you will, of course, get a Sardinia Glory medals. Now, we've got 2 ships in here. We've got Littorio and Canto de Cavour. You definitely want to get both of them. You want to get the Ferry Albacore, of course, because if you watched my last video, if you didn't, you can jump back and check that out on HMS Formidable. This is the plane that she needs to activate. She's got an excellent skill set. This just makes her a little bit more. This Ferry Albacore, whenever she launches an airstrike, it launches. If you have a Ferry Albacore, it'll launch another airstrike. It literally saturates your screen with torpedoes. It's an extremely awesome skill. And any of the ships that those torpedoes hit, it floods them, which slows them down, which increases your accuracy against those ships. So you definitely want to get this, and it's only 1,000. So, you know, and you want to equip that on Formidable, which once you've got her built. The 381, I believe, is the gun that's also used for one of the ships in the Italian fleet, so you might want to get that as well. So you're looking at basically these 4 items, okay? Don't purchase these items right away. Wait until the end of the event. This will be up. The event ends on the 3rd. This will be up until the 10th, okay? So don't start purchasing items inside of the shop until the event ends, because there's no use purchasing. Once you get 8,000, don't purchase Littorio. She's in the build. You might be able to build her, save yourself 8,000 of the Glory Empires. You know, if you're going to farm and get, you know, 30 or 40,000, then it's of course not a problem. You can just buy them anyway. It doesn't matter. But you could buy everything in the shop and still have some left over. But if if you don't have that, you can just wait until after the event's over. Because if you spend 8,000 now, then on the last day of the event you actually build her, it's like, okay, well, that was not good. I just wasted 8,000. So this is up for 7 days after the event ends. So there's no rush to get in here and do this. I never ever purchase anything inside of here. I might, if I do build Formidable, I might purchase the Albacore just so I can start leveling it up and putting it on her so I get the added benefit from the skills that require it. But that would be the only thing I would purchase ahead of time if need be. All right, so you definitely want to get those 4 items. And then, of course, everything else is the same, just like in every other event. You know, you've got your, you got some chests, some chicks, some cognitive chips. You got the cat boxes. Blueprints, parts, coinage, oil, and of course some colas, which you can snatch up with your little excess coins that don't cost anything. So that's what it is. Basic shot, nothing new, nothing to write home about, as they would say. So this is a really good event. The ships are pretty nice. So of course you go into your build and you've got them all here. So you've got Pola, Formidable, Littorio, and Zara. Those are super rare. So we got 4 SRs and then 2 R's SR Elite ships in here, and Gilberte and Cesare. So Formidable, as I mentioned in my previous video, is definitely a must. She is considered by most to be the best carrier, or tied for the best carrier in the game. Okay, you know, you have to really make a determination. Okay, you have to understand that when she first came out, Shinano was not out. Okay, Shinano is now out. So I think Shinano's better, okay, just because of what she offers, but only by a smidget better. And then I think Formidable is right behind her. That is what I'm thinking. I don't have Formidable yet. Once I get Formidable, get her fully limit broke, get her skilled up, max skill, max equipment. Then we'll see what happens. She's got a lot of support, which is what makes her so good. A lot of carriers, like for instance Enterprise, as I said in the previous video, she's just a damage dealer. She's a screen wiper, but that's all she offers. Formidable has offensive, defensive, and support skills, so she has a little bit of everything, as well as a fleet damage decrease. So you've got to give her due props. She is quite possibly the second, maybe, I think she's probably just a smidget behind Shinano. Shinano's UR, so this Formidable's SR. So you got, Shinano's an entirely new class of ship, which is why I think she's a little bit better. But in terms, Formidable's definitely got to be the best SR carrier out there. So we'll have to see. That's what I'm thinking based on the stat line and everything. Essex is also in competition there. Essex has better stats than Formidable, but Formidable offers more in terms of skill supplements, especially if you can get that plane in the shop. You're going to see an increase in which you can do, saturating the entire screen with torpedoes. Because with that, once you get that plane, every time she launches an airstrike, it launches a secondary airstrike with the albacore, and it literally saturates the screen with torpedoes. Any ship that hits gets flooded. Flooding decreases the ship speed and increases the accuracy for your other ships to hit them. So anything like that. She's also got a slow. She's got the slow that everybody was hoping Peter Strasser was going to get. It procs. It has a proc capability, and it will proc. Peter Strasser is the problem with her slow. It doesn't proc. It's just so low. It's just way low. I mean, it's in the tank. I'm not exactly sure what the devs were thinking on Peter Strasser. She had, it's just ridiculously low proc rate. It's hardly ever going to happen. Formidable does proc. It's high enough to proc, and it proc quite frequently. So you're going to get that, as well as the buff that she gives for decreasing the damage for your fleet on airstrikes. So, get her. We'll build her up, and we'll see what she's got. She is HMS Formidable, so she is the only ship in this particular group right here that is not an Italian ship. So yeah, HMS Formidable. Go ahead and focus. That's your focus. Her and Littorio are the two main out of this. Zara and Polar are good, so you want to try to get them as well. But you want to get them all, of course, for the collector inside of you, which I'm going to try to do. But Littorio and Formidable are really the focus. You want to make sure that you can get those ships, and you want to, you got your wisdom cubes. You should have saved them up like I did. So go until you get them, okay? Because you can only build Formidable. Littorio can get in the shop, so not too big of a deal. But to get her, you're going to have to build her. So you have to build as much as you need to. But of course, it's rate up, so there's a good chance you get them. Okay. I got lucky on the last event and did get ship that was needed inside of a fairly good time frame. So I had been lucky on the past few events, so I hope that luck continues through this event. All right, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. No main screen for the event. This is just a rerun, so they're just putting the ship back up so that you can go through the event and get what you need. All right, so nothing new in that terms. There's a couple outfits. You get rental tickets when you complete the event today. Parts of the event. Just run one of the. I run. I just run this once, just once, and I got the 2 rental tickets. I'm not going to show you those because the devs have really outdone themselves on these particular outfits. They are not safe for work. NSFW all the way. They might run afoul of YouTube censors, so I'm not going to show you them. But to see them, of course, you can just go into the shop and open up the actual skins, and you will see them in there. Okay, they really outdid themselves with these. So, but yeah, so that's up. All right, now go ahead and get in there and knock it out. You've got till the 3rd, so you got plenty of time, and you can get the pizza ingredients inside of the sortie for the event. So just focus on the event, and you should be able to get through and complete what you need to. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Once you subscribe, you'll see a bell. If you click on that bell, you'll be notified each time I do drop a video. All right. If you want to support your channel, you can like and share. You can also go to the Patreon page. That will be in the description below. All right. So this is Kenrier, and I'm coming at you from the corner, signing out.